Right, hi Bet. My name's Pam. I'm a qualified teacher, not currently teaching. I have a Bachelor of Arts degree with majors in psychology and English. I have a higher education diploma with remedial education as the major, and I have a further diploma in education in special education. I also have completed 2 counselling courses focusing on teenagers and young adults.
All right, Pam. You say you're not currently teaching now, but where were you teaching before?
I've taught in several school environments, but my last teaching, full-time teaching stint was running a school. I ran a nursery or pre-primary for 6 years. That was about 8 years ago. But subsequent to that, I've kept my hand in by. Sorry, I'm just going to close my door. I've kept my hand in by helping out at various schools and substituting at all levels.
All right. How would you describe the school and pupils?
Well, I've taught everything from pre-primary or nursery right through to 14, 15-year-olds. I've taught all 4 of your key stages. I have not taught GCSE level or A level.
All right.
In terms of the type of schools... Sorry, carry on.
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. In terms of the type of schools, type of pupils, I've taught boys only, I've taught girls only, I've taught co-educational, and I've taught classes of about between 25 and 30.
All right. How do you cater for different abilities in a class?
I think that's a very important thing to be able to do. That's one of my passions, in fact. I believe that you teach to the class initially, and then when you are doing the activities, you tailor the activities to the different ability groups, making sure that they can all cope with what it is that they have to do, because I believe that's a huge self-esteem thing. If they're not coping in the classroom emotionally, they're not going to cope academically.
All right. Have you worked with any special needs? And if you have, which needs are those?
I have worked with special needs. I've worked mainly, though, with remedial children as opposed to special needs. I have worked with special needs children with emotional disabilities and mental disabilities, but not physical. But my preference is to work with remedial children, in other words, children with IQs over 80.
Right. What is your main strategy for motivating pupils in your class?
I believe it's important to teach to A, their interests, and B, their ability level. So, and also to teach what is current. I believe that the content needs to relate to what they know and what their interests are and their levels of ability. Obviously, if they can't cope, they're going to switch off.
All right. How would you deal with a pupil who refused to listen to instructions or became confrontational?
I really believe that when children do become confrontational and they don't want to listen to you, there's normally something more going on. And I think if you confront it in the classroom situation with everybody around them, they're going to become even more confrontational because they probably need to show that they're big stuff because their self-confidence is eroded. So I think to deal with it either quietly in the classroom or to deal with it afterwards and outside the classroom.
All right. How do you think a UK school would differ from your experiences in South Africa?
I've given that quite a lot of thought. I believe that all schools are unique. They all have their own ethos. They all have their own set of things that are good and maybe not so good. But in terms of differences between the UK and here, I think one of the major things that you deal with is not being able to get outside as much as what we do. So therefore, things have to be more tailored to indoor activities. And also, I guess there are cultural differences that we need to deal with. But again, we've got cultural differences here, and you have cultural differences between the children that you teach there.
All right. Why do you want to teach in the UK, and what do you think the greatest asset you would be able to bring to a classroom?
Teaching in the UK, I want to get some international experience, firstly. Secondly, I am considering studying again, and there are a couple of courses in the UK that I would like to look at. Also, just to get a different perspective on education. And I think I've been lucky enough to visit some schools in the UK and to attend some conferences in the UK. And it's just something that I really would like to look at further. And in terms of what I can bring to the classroom, I think my experience is valuable, but also my love of children, and particularly the teenage stage children, I really enjoy dealing with them, and I think that's what I could bring to the classroom.
All right. Thanks very much, Pam.